Welcome to the Colt AR-15 resource. This is going to be my last video in the series I've done on the Colt CM762-16S 308 Winchester rifle. In this video, I'm going to go over the accessories that came with the rifle. We're going to look at them in detail, and some of them are going to get installed on the firearm itself. So, to get us going, the first thing I do when I'm getting ready to, when I've unboxed a gun and I'm putting things away, is I'll take the barrier bag and I'll fold it up. I put all the accessories from my Colt firearms that are not going on the firearm itself. I put them each in a marked container. And I'll show you that when we get done here in this video. So I get that folded up, I get it out of the way. With the rifle came a 20 round Gen 3 PMag. There's nothing out of the ordinary about this PMag. I have other 762x51 or 308 Winchester PMag. So I'm not going to open this one. It's just going to go in the container with the other accessories. So here's the accessory bag. A few of the items are up top here already. As was mentioned in one of my other videos, this is just a standard mil-spec nylon sling. I don't think anybody really uses these days. Alright, the next item in the set is this GI type, what we commonly refer to as a toothbrush. It's a cleaning brush. I've got one here on my bench already that I use. So there's no need to open this one. It's going to go in the accessory box. All right, we have a green nylon pouch. Again, Velcro closure. Nothing out of the ordinary about that. I'm going to set it to the side here for a minute. One of the discussions that there's been online has revolved around the cleaning kit here. Some people have said that there's a rod in here with a T-handle on it, like a GI cleaning brush or cleaning rod. And others say there's just a knurled end. So we're going to take a look at that. When I open an accessory item, I don't cut any more of the bag than I have to get the item out. So to get this out, just a small cut there. And we're going to look at the components to this. So the bag there, it says assembly, cleaning rod, part number 94004, quantity 1 each, packed April of 2021, and then there's a contract number. Does not look like mil-spec packaging to me. So, to answer the cleaning rod debate about the handle, this has a end section that is knurled or rough textured, as opposed to my GI example here with the T-handle. So, my only concern about having a end section like this with just a little bit of knurling on it is, can you really get a hold of that and put enough force to pull something out if it gets stuck for some reason? So there you have it. You've got the end section and a intersection that's the same length, and then two smaller sections and the eyepiece. So I'm going to put these items back in the bag. That's the way I'm going to keep them. If I wasn't going to keep them in the plastic bag, you know, they're intended to go in this green pouch here, you know, to hold your cleaning kit components. As I mentioned, I'm not going to do that, so these items just go in my accessories box. There's another 5-slot rail section. I'm going to set it up here at the other two. This piece here is a QD socket for a sling swivel that you can put anywhere on the gun. I'm not sure where I'm going to want that yet, so I am not going to install it or anything today. I'm just going to put that in the accessory box. Here we have a muzzle cap. I've seen these things since I first enlisted in the Army in 1988, and they were around before that. They just slide over the flash hider of the firearm. They were designed to be shot through or shot off. So if you're using it in an operational environment to provide muzzle protection for your muzzle or your bore, you can shoot through it without having to pause and take it off. So not something I'm going to use. It goes in the accessory box. All right, let's just dump this out. The accessory bag that came in the rifle, I just put it in the box with the barrier bag and everything else. So hang on for a minute while I do that. Chamber flag. The 901 and CM762 series came with pink ones. Here's a standard orange one that comes in Colt's 5.56 millimeter and 9 millimeter firearms. You see here the design's a little different. And then they also, obviously made it a different color. So I do not use these. Typically, my firearms are locked up in a safe that only I have access to. So in the spirit of keeping accessories together, those go in their respective accessory boxes. All right, QD sling swivel to be used with that QD sling swivel mount that I showed you. Again, I'm not installing that today. I'm not sure where I'm going to need that at yet, so it goes to the side. A cleaning oil or lubrication bottle. I have all sorts of that stuff here on my workbench, so I won't need that bottle. I will keep it with the accessories. And just so you guys know that when I get a firearm, I keep all the accessories like new. I have the same accessories that I've bought specifically to use, or I have commercial equivalents on my bench, so I don't have to use anything that comes with the firearm, and I can keep the firearm accessories new and complete. So here's one brush that came with it. It says 38. And then this other one says 30 for 30 cal or 762. Again, they go in the accessory box. Operator's manual. Here is the CM762-16. This says 16A, which would be an automatic version. Mine is a 16S, which is semi-auto. And then here's the 13-inch. Depending on when you're watching this video, Arms Unlimited will be getting some of these 13-inch rifles in stock. For those of you that like to get into the technical weeds, here's some of the barrel velocities. The operator's manual has, some additional details in it. Even tells you how to take the magazine apart. All right. So the next thing we're going to talk about is the rail covers that come with it. You get 2 of these bags. I'm going to move this up a little bit. And so the paperwork that comes with these rail covers just says unfair advantage there. Here's the directions. Covers are symmetric, high-strength polymer covers. To install, place the base plate flat in the desired M-lock slot. Firmly insert the locking tab until flush with the base plate. When installed correctly, the cover cannot be removed unintentionally. Covers are optimized for use at 3, 6, and 9 o'clock positions. So there's that. Let's and this says M-lock Type 2 cover. So let's see how many we got here to work with. So these are the base plates. And these are the corresponding locking tabs. So I've got 5 there. I'm supposed to have a 6th. Let's see if I've got an extra in this bag or if I was shorted. We'll just do that for 6. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And the corresponding locking tabs. So I must have mixed those up. I did mess around with these a little bit a few days ago. And the way these things work, you have these locking tabs that just press fit into the base plate. And they won't come out without you sticking something under there and popping it loose, like this needle nose plier here. You know, you stick that under there and it pops it loose. So so what I am going to install are the 3 rails and some of the rail covers. Now my rail layout, or my rail layout is, I'm going to have my 1913 5-slot sections there. The 7-slot rail I'm going to have down here. And that's as far forward as I can go with it. I'm going to run a bipod on this. So that's a position I'm going to have that in. And so I'm going to put the rail covers on. Now, that operator's manual or whatever talked about how these were optimized for 3, 6, and 9 o'clock positions. To kind of illustrate what they were talking about, there's one on the 9 o'clock rail. You try to put one on one of the angles. You see how they overlap there? So you either have to choose to put them at an angle or at your traditional 3, 6, and 9, which is what I'm going to do. So like I said, the locking tabs press fit in. They're tough to get into, man. They are. You have to really bear down on those things to get them in. They are not coming out unless you pop them out, like they said. So instead of making you watch me put rail covers on, I am going to pause this for a minute, get these installed where I want them, and I'll be back to show you the installation of the 1913 rail sections. Alright, so as mentioned, I paused the video. I installed the rail covers where I wanted them. And So there you have that. Sorry about that, I bumped the camera. So I'm going to take the rail system off to place the 1913 rails. So taking off the handguard, the rail, to install the 1913 rail sections will make it much easier. So I'm loosening the bridge nuts. I'm sorry, the bridge screws, which drops the bridge nut. Pull those out. Slide that off. So as mentioned previously, got one rail section there. And so by tilting this up, I can rotate my locking nuts. I've got one here that's fighting me a little bit. I'm just using this bit by hand to get them vaguely placed. And then I'll go back and tighten them up. You know, I really like the functionality of the M-Lock and how you can integrate different accessories into it, but it can be challenging working with it sometimes. All right. All right, I got them all well. That was dumb. I stuck it on the wrong section. The great thing about my channel is you get it unrehearsed, unfiltered, and I make mistakes just like everybody else does. Not sure how I managed to do that, but I sure did. Okay. Put my bit back in for the bridge screws. So there's the 1913 rail sections dropped in where I wanted them. We're going to reinstall the rail. Again, one of the unique features about the CM762 design and the CM556 is how the rail has a tab that interlocks with the upper receiver. Drop a bridge screw back in there. Put the bridge nut on the other side. Get that started to hold it in place. So I am just screwing these back in to be tight. The torque setting or torque value for those screws is 85 inch-pounds. And you don't have to remember that. If you buy one, it's here on page 34 in the operator's manual, 85 inch-pounds. So there's a rifle, rail system reinstalled, some rail covers in place, and rail sections. I'm going to stick this on my wall. So I'll put it back on my wall for now. This wall, I keep firearms that I'm doing some kind of work on, some kind of research, something like that. Here's the accessory box I was talking about. I label each one with the model of the firearm and the serial number. So if I die tomorrow, my wife can match stuff up to sell it. Put the lid on it. It has locking tabs. I get these are Sterilite containers, and I get them from Target. And now I got to go put it on the shelf. I'll show you that. So here's one of the spaces I store my accessories. I've got the firearm, model, serial number. Here's the M5 and my other 901s. And so I do that for the accessories for all my firearms and some of the more significant things in my collection. So this video's been basically 23 minutes. If you've watched to the end, you're a patient person. I appreciate your time. I hope you enjoyed seeing the accessories and what I've done with them. And we'll see you next time on the Colt AR-15 resource.